Do you ever think through, these people don't really like me, they like what I've done or what I can do for them?
Yeah.
Has that been a challenge at all?
Yeah, I've been in those places, even with dating. When I was just trying to figure it all out in that dating world, I was just like, these people ain't really about, they don't really know Veena. They just know what I do on Instagram and those numbers and what I could do for their company or just what I could do for them and getting them big and heighten they, whatever they got going on, accomplishments. But yeah, I run into a lot of people that I feel like, y'all don't even know me. And it could get tricky with your team like that too. Like, I'm just here to make y'all a coin. Like, I'm under my covers crying because I ain't get this deal or I don't feel like my life is where it's at. Like, you have to, and I always tell people who work with me, get to know me. Like, all the extension of me is comedy and it's the characters, it's all this stuff you guys see, the wilding out. But I'm a human being and I go through some things. We cry, we get depressed, we have anxiety, we this, we that, whatever. But I learned this morning when I was praying and I was just crying out. And I was like, and someone said to me, I was getting my hair done, I told them, I said, anxiety is just the stress of the world. You got to cast your cares to God. So today I'm leaving that with him because I don't have no anxiety. I'm going to cast that to him. But it could be a lot when people want to they're tugging on your energy. They're tugging because it's only benefiting them. And y'all just throwing me off. Like, y'all got to back up, because that's what the enemy likes to do. He likes to take your energy. He likes to kill, steal, and destroy. But you got to find a place to restore that back. And that's why you have to have a team to help you, the team that believes in you. That don't matter if you're not making. I remember when me and my manager ain't make no money the whole COVID. When I left, I did because I had City Trends. So we had to do a online so I can see some money come through. And then also I'm signed to Viacom digitally. So I was getting paid through that, but that was fine. But it was still like I wanted to go out, and that time it was a lot going on, and I was depressed. And I had COVID, so at that time when I got from COVID, I've been on nonstop. Yeah. But during that time, I watched us not make a dime what we wanted to see. But she was in the gutter with me. She was like, I ain't making no money, but I'm still here. You have to have people that's going to see you. My PR hasn't asked me for a dime. I remember me not paying my PR. She wrote the contract. She didn't ask. She didn't say, hey, remember, don't forget, you going down to the bank? No. She was like, I believe in what you're doing and let's get to it. That's the people that you need. And not to say they're not owed that, because I'm going to give. I am. But just for her to think of me in the place of, I believe and I don't want nothing from you. I just want to see you win.
Welcome to the Social Proof Podcast. We find dope people that did dope stuff. We are here with Pretty V. I'll just give them an update. Your real name is Veena Excell.
Yes.
You go by Veena.
Yes.
Long story. And then we came up with Pretty V.
Yes.
Right. When you say the name Pretty V, what is it shaped around? Like, pretty, is it I've always been attractive, so I'm calling myself Pretty V? Or like, what do you think that name embodies for you?
I think for me, when people say Pretty V, I think it's just so much more than a face. It's internal for me. It's just me being brave, strong, fearless, talented. And it's pretty. It's a pretty gang. It's a pretty V. It's the Pretty V movement. It's everything. Pretty victory. I've been through so much. So yeah, Pretty V.
And what makes you pretty? If you had to pick one quality that makes you pretty, what would it be?
My belief in God that makes me more than just pretty. So I just say, yeah, my belief, how I grew up,
gotcha.
Knowing who He is. Yeah.
Let's talk about belief. But
and confidence. Confidence. Because I got that. Yeah.
For sure. I think belief is somewhat, you can't really say you have belief unless you've been tested on it. Mm-hmm. Right? Some people say, well, I believe that I'm going to be successful. But the test is, are you actually doing the work to be that? Right? If you're not doing the work, you really don't believe that. Yeah. So where have you tested your belief to say, I know for sure that I have faith?
Two things. I used to work at Fairfield Marriott in Charlotte. I used to work for the baby. I used to be Arnold Taylor's assistant. I got paid $300 to do maybe just filing papers and just doing the admin. And I was working for Dollar Tree, TJ Maxx. I fought myself in the street. The next year after that, I was on Wild 'N Out, season 11. God is good because I pray and I fast. And my mom is such an extension of me. She's a pastor. She's my therapist, my counselor. So I've been through all those stages of my life, not having, begging, but I grew up in a home where I had. I know what Section 8 is, and I also know what is to have. My mom had that. My dad he provided everything we needed. But then those things go away, and then you have to fend for yourself. I see my mom work her off to provide for all three of us. But I also seen her strength, and I also seen her crying out to God and asking to help her. And of course, when you asking God to help her, you asking God to help your kids. So I'm an extension of her. So I've been tested. I've been depressed. I had anxiety. I have nervousness, trying to figure out what was going on in my mind. But that's just the enemy. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So right now, as I speak, I'm speaking because I've been through those places and spaces in my life. And I know that God is real because I'm here talking to you. And I have 5.8 million followers. And I also have a partnership with Bellaire and City Trends with 600 and plus stores. So God is gracious.
Good. So is that a timeline? You said Fairfield Marriott, the baby. Then you said something about being
I got fired from Fairfield Marriott. Then I used to sit beside Arnold Taylor's door. He still represents Arnold Taylor South Coast Music Group. He represents the baby right now. But back then it was Baby Jesus, and I was doing all Baby Jesus.
That was his name?
Baby Jesus, yeah. John.
The baby. Yeah. The baby's name was Baby Jesus.
Yes, at the time. And then I was doing all his admin work. I was booking him at Bethune. I booked him at my old alma mater, St. Augustine University, HBCU. I did all that, but then I got fired because he said, Arnold told me, he was like, you don't belong here. You belong in comedy. You belong in a stage where people need to know who you are. So I will forever love Arnold for that. And when the baby called me, he was like, man, I told you, man, you gonna pop off like that. Too easy for you. Give
me the edited version. Yeah. So. The kid friendly.
He said, I know you was going to be, he said, I know you, he said, you're called to do great things. Be like, just do your thing. We going to be here. And to this day, they're still here. They still support my movement. Carter, Arnold, and, John, which is the baby. And I got fired from that. And I used to always sit at Arnold's door and say, I want to work in his building. Hey, I don't even know what was going on. I just knew I heard music. I heard people coming in and out. I was like, well, I love the hustle. I love the grind, but I always wanted to be in the entertainment business. And I wanted to do radio at first. Mm-hmm. I had my own radio show called Lounge 22. I had my own podcast show called the Veena Excell Show. And I stopped doing that when I was in Charlotte. And then I was fighting myself in the street. And now I'm here and I went viral.
I need to like really dig into I find myself in the street.
When I say on the street, I've never been on the street, right? I never been, because I don't know if you said something about that. I never lived on the street. I always had, but it was a struggle to get where I'm at right now because I had to go through some things. You had to work. When people have a 9 to 5, you can still chase your dreams. And that's what I was doing. I was working for Arnold, but I was still doing skits in my house. I was still reaching out to PR companies and people to, look at me. The first person I wrote was Missy Elliott. I was like, hey, I want to give you a hoodie. I don't know if you're going to wear it, lady. Mm. To this day where she's now my mentor. Wow. She's now someone that helps me. So, wow. Yeah.
So after you got fired from the baby, you were making money. They were paying
$300. Yeah, but it's fine because I needed it. My rent, me and my sister was splitting it.
Right.
I think the rent was like $1,200, and I was like, oh, that $300 going to do something, Jesus.
So after you stopped working with him, what were you doing for money before this stuff popped off?
Well, I was working at the Fairfield Marriott, but then I also had my VXO show, and I was in sponsorship, just little things from, because I had people that, I have a good face, so and you always keep good relationships. So people were just reaching out, like, yeah, I give you $100 to do this. Then I had my daddy still helping, my mom, but it was like, girl, you got to fend for yourself. Gotcha. So that's why I moved in with my sister from South Carolina. I'm from Miami, so I moved from Miami, South Carolina, moved in with my sister in Charlotte, stayed with her, and we was just grinding together. And then we moved into our own spot. Then I moved to Atlanta.
Got you. And I'm going to preface this question. I'm going to say the question, I'm going to preface it. Do you feel like you've become very successful because you're super talented or you're just blessed in that way? I'm going to kind of just share with you. I don't know. I've done some amazing things in my life, in my career. But I don't know if I'm the most talented.
Yeah.
I really feel like I'm a pawn on a chessboard and God's like, all right, I'm gonna let you go here. Yeah. Now I'm gonna let you go here. Now I'm working on my ability, but if I truly had to break it down, I think I'm just one of God's favorites.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Amen.
So, but some people feel like, yo, I'm blessed because I'm super talented.
Yeah.
I want to know, how you got here based on that question.
One, prayer. Because like I said before, everything I've written down in my book that I wanted to do, I'm halfway there, right? Working with certain people on, like again, Nick Cannon gave me my first opportunity at season 11. You know, I auditioned before, you know, and I said DC Youngfly, my cousin. I said Carlos Miller, my uncle. I didn't even know them dudes. But I'm up in that line just to get the little audition. And I ain't make it. B. Simone had it. Jess Hilarious made it. Everybody else made it except me, but I knew it was my timing. I say that to say prayer works. And I just think super talented, but I'm also blessed. I know that God favors me. I think I'm one of his favorites as well. Like,
do you think you're blessed because you're super talented? Or do you think like you work really hard based on your talent, so the blessings keep coming? Or do you feel like you're blessed in spite of talent? I just feel like one day.
I think it's both. I could choose both. I think it's both.
You could choose both.
Yeah, I think it's both.
But you do think you're talented?
Yeah.
What do you do better than anybody in the world?
Work hard. I think people they work and they just work to see their life at a area to be comfortable. I'm never comfortable. I want more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work hard.
So talk me through some of these deals. First off, are you and Rick Ross dating?
Oh my God, like why you
No, because and shouts out to Ross. I'm in his mastermind. It's like he's just a super cool dude. And I don't know if I should be asking this question, but I want to know only because I think I saw something where Kendall had asked you or something. He was like, y'all need to get Wingstop. And you be going hard. It's either your BFF or your man. It got to be one. Are y'all?
Again, we should have had some Wingstop in here. That's what I'm going to say. That's my answer.
Why you ain't? Come on, hit him up. Hit your man. See?
We should have had some. We should have had some Wingstop. That's what we should have had. Such a great guy. Such a great guy. Such a great guy, and such a boss. And I'm learning so much from him. Like, it's amazing. Oh, y'all should have had some Wingstop, though.
So y'all are together?
Y'all should have had some Wingstop. Lemon pepper.
You're not dating?
Y'all should have had some Wingstop.
Okay. Also, are you and Desi dating?
No.
See? If you were, because I know the answer to that is no, you're like, no, absolutely. And then it's like, y'all should get some Wingstop. Okay, shout out to y'all.
Desi is my guy. I love him down.
Yeah.
Great guy. Boss.
Shout out to y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Desi's my guy. He just, okay, that gives me an answer. Okay. All right. Okay, can we get Wingstop as a sponsor?
I mean, y'all could definitely get some Wingstop. That's nothing.
You think they'll sponsor us though?
I don't know.
You'll holler at them?
Yeah, I'll holler at them.
You gonna holler at them for real?
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at them.
Thank you, promise.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I asked my PR to
binding contract.
I asked my PR to holler at them.
Because I'll eat Wingstop on like every episode. That'll be lit. Okay. So first off, how'd you meet him? Was it through this?
Through Bellaire, through my PR, through my team. At the time, putting it together.
Something special.
Putting this partnership together. Like, you know, my PR Rashay, she's like, V, we could get you a pink Lux Rosé bottle. The pink one represents you. Pretty V, you love pink. And I was like, okay. First I was against it because I'm not like a drinker. Like, I don't smoke. I don't do all that. But I was just like, it's nothing to do. Pop a little champagne, celebrate, success, life, love, all that. And I was like, let's just do it. So I do a little champagne wine time to time. So it made sense now. So I was like, let's just, figure it out. And then my management at the time and my PR was just like, we need to collab. We need to do something with Ross. It's only right. Y'all in Atlanta. It makes sense. And that's how we collabed. And you guys seen the boss talk we had. It was dope. That's the first thing we did.
That's dope.
Yeah. And he's from Miami, and he know my family, so it makes sense.
You from Miami too?
Yeah, I'm from Miami.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you come up with the ideas and say, let's go execute? Or do you just focus on doing what you do and your team coming up with the idea, say this would be dope, and you kind of just say yay or nay?
No, I everything that you see on my page, I put everything.
Well, not necessarily the content, but the Ross, the Bellaire, the City Trends.
Yeah.
Like, what is that team relationship?
Well, we all, again, my management at the time was like, we need to do bigger things with City Trends. Because at first I was just partnering up with them with just being a brand ambassador, shouting their clothes out, y'all come down, get the shoes, all that. And City Trends is the one-stop shop. They got everything in there. And I was just like, okay, cool. So we did that for a little while. And then my manager was just like, hey, we need to go hard. You need your own product. So it was a collab in that. We both had our minds together. Like, okay, I do want to see myself bigger with this company. I could see myself being on billboards and doing all these things. And again, you got the it girls, you got the Jadas, you got the Aries, you got all these girls that feel comfortable now to walk into City Trends and get a shirt, you know? And because again, City Trends is on every block, but it's every block you see us, you know? So it's just like, y'all could get a City Trends for $10, a little t-shirt, you know, and get you some, get you some Pretty V perfume out there, you know,
that's what I'm going to ask you. Because first off, this joint smells amazing.
Thank you.
So this is the day or the night?
This is the day.
Okay.
Sorry, ain't no top on the child. I do use my stuff.
So, you really use it. I'm talking about the top alone.
Everything bent up. I think DC did that too on set when we was on set.
But I saw DC spraying it on, I saw somebody else, like you're spraying it on men.
Yeah, I'm spraying it. But I'm actually spraying the day and the night on men because I have another one too at night. You
don't have a night with you?
I don't.
Like, because I was telling you, I would spray it on myself to see, but my wife, she ain't gonna understand.
Just spray it one time. On this one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, but this interview, I don't know when she gonna see the interview. You know what I mean? So she'll be like, yo, who was you with? Like, I smell it. I'm like, no, Pretty V.
Yeah.
It's her perfume. I understand. It's her why you smell like it.
So you don't gotta
be that close.
We have that. I've been working on that fragrance since 2019.
Okay, so walk me through the process of working on a fragrance. Is there a fragrance manufacturer company you put your name on it? Or are you going through smells?
We're going through smells. We went through lotions because I was trying to do a lotion set with that. We went through lotions. We went through fragrances. We went through just everything. And it was a lot going on. And again, COVID came, so they stopped doing the shipment. So I was happy that I got some of the samples back in 2019. And in 2021 of last year is when we really got the final product that I chose during the time. And we figured it out. So the manufacturer's in Jersey. So they was just shipping us back and back.
Got you. So what were some of the things that you needed in your perfume? Like, what were you
I needed some vanilla. I needed citrus. I needed clean. And that's what my night is. My night is a very clean, bossy, vanilla. That is very citrusy, fruity, loud. But I love both of them. And they've been my top seller. Thank you guys so much. It's been sold out in 600 and plus stores.
Dang.
It's only $10.
Dang. So, so let me ask you, was the fragrance most important, or were you a vegan? No, because you eat wings. Because how some people it gotta be pet friendly, can't be made of no pets, can't have no pets in the manufacturer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Was that a thing where you're going as deep as
no, that wasn't a thing.
Just
be sexy, wear it, and let's go. It wasn't a thing.
Good.
Because I wear it, I don't break out. And then when I smell it, I didn't sneeze, and I have really bad allergies. I sneeze when I put on some perfumes. I'd be like, yeah.
Did you produce this yourself, or is this a collaboration, or what?
No, I produced that City Trends. Me and City Trends.
So City Trends?
Yeah, City Trends has that. Yeah, me and City Trends.
So you said, I want to have a perfume,
and then they sent all the samples in. Because I told them what I like. I told them I want something that's vanilla, fruity, not too much, sexy, So,
all right, can you walk through this deal? City Trends?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So the collab is with City Trends, excuse me. I didn't produce that myself. MWA, which is Judah, everybody definitely had their hands on it with me. But like I said, I've been with City Trends for 2 years. 2 years. Like I said, it came out to be a brand ambassadorship, now partnership. I don't get a check every month like a Fashion Nova and all that. I get a percentage with the company. The company as a whole, or based on what you sell? Oh, based on what I sell.
Oh,
with
I was about to say.
No, with my products that I sell.
Maybe that's the next conversation.
That's the next thing, right?
I knew you was on it. I knew.
There's the next thing. It's literally, I want a store, right? So that's the goal. But like I said before, I wanted to go back because when I said the Jadas and Aries, I want to make sure I say this. A lot of girls walk past the store because they feel like it's nothing in City Trends. But I want those girls, those it girls, those girls that's coming up, that's doing a thing, to walk in and say, hey, I want that wife beater. I want this because Pretty V has, and I feel like that's what I've done. Mm-hmm. I pat myself on the back with that because a lot of people want to see what's in the stores and they go in there and check it out. Back to this collaboration. I've been with the company for 2 years, and I have electronics in the store. I got beauty. I got pillowcases. I got AirPods, Oxpods.
Hold on.
I got sheets. I got bedspreads, queen sets, 4-piece bed sets.
Hold on. So, okay.
Suitcases.
Is it that they're saying, like, there's an inventory stock of things that I can call Pretty V's? Or are you saying, I want some bed sheets that look like this. Give me my own bed sheets. Like, you can call them tomorrow and say, yo, I want to do hair bows.
And they're going to do it. Yeah. I came up, whatever I feel like that's all things Pretty V, what I do. I love sheets and they got to be quality. And when I tell you my whole guest room is Pretty V down and I don't itch. You know, sometimes you go in a hotel, you just like start itching. It's like, what's that? Like bed bugs. And it's just like, that's not what I'm trying to sell. But we have nail dryers, and I just broke my nail, but we have nail dryers, we have Oxpods, AirPods, and I've been having Oxpods and AirPods since 2019. So we're just adding to it. Wow. So whatever I want and what I feel like what's out right now, you know, what's happening in the streets, like what people are talking about, what's electronics, what's this, that's what I get myself on and I give it to City Trends and we collab with it.
So you make a call, say, yo, I want to do rings. I want to do a ring line.
Yeah.
They say, bet, run it. We'll figure out how to source it, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Check to make sure you like it. We put it in the store.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that you get paid off.
Right.
Listen, if I was going to teach you how to make $1 million, would you give me 10,000? Like if I had a course teach you how to make $1 million a year positive, you're going to make $1 million, would you give me 10,000? Of course you would. It's no brainer, right? So in a calendar year, we make 7 figures with the podcast. But there's 21 things that I extracted from that you're going to need to launch your podcast. But I only got time to give you 3 right now. One is you need a distribution platform. The distribution platform is what you upload your podcast to. That platform sends it to Spotify, Apple, Google Play, so that your supporters can actually listen to your podcast. You're also going to need a microphone. You need a really good microphone so it's crispy audio. And 3, you need an income strategy. This is not necessarily a hobby, unless you're going to make it a hobby. But I can teach you how I made the 7 figures with these 21 things. Now, the good news is you don't have to give me 10,000. My ebook is only $37, okay? So listen, go to podcastebook.com and get the 21 things that you need. And I can explain it in detail, all the things that you need, okay? Podcastebook.com. Let's get to the episode.
On top of that, it's what sells in the store too, because you don't want to do too much. And I don't want to be so suffocated with all that because the people want to know all right, she got this, she got this, she got that. Like, I'm confused. So that's why I try to just bring it down a little bit and just do it for the people who's gonna buy. Like perfume, they're gonna buy AirPods, they're gonna buy Xbox, they're gonna buy my sheets. You know, I have my pictures that I sell in there too. And they wanted my robes because I started off selling bathrobes. They wanted that, but I told them no because I want to sell that on my own. So that's one thing that they don't have of mine.
That's very bossy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my bonnets too. I'm not selling.
2 years ago, because I want to walk through the deal, right?
Yeah.
How did they approach you or you approach them to ink this first deal? Are y'all still under the same contract as the first conversation? Or
no, that's the brand ambassador contract.
Gotcha.
Now this is the partnership.
So talk to me about how you first got into the game of getting to that bag. That collaboration.
Yeah, we just, shout out to Joe, me, and like I said, my manager at the time, we went to the headquarters, went to Stitching, went to New York. And we're like, this is what we want to do. We want bigger. Like, she wants longevity with you guys.
No, but I'm saying first you were brand ambassador.
Yeah.
How were they paying you?
Oh, just regular promo. Like, hey, we're going to give you 10 grand for this. We're going to give you $5,000 to wear the shirt, do a video, Do
they give you $5-10 grand to wear a shirt?
If that's what the price is,
what?
$15K, $25,
Okay, the first check. How much was the first check and what'd you have to do for it?
How much was the first check?
The first check was City Trends and what'd you have to do for it?
I won't tell you the first check, but I would tell you I just had to promote. Promote the...
All right, on the low. Keep it on that camera. Keep her camera. Where's it a second? In the middle?
A little uppy.
A little more?
A little more.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. So they send you some clothes, say, wear this, we'll give you this check.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what are some of the stipulations? Is it
First of all, City Trends has never had a brand ambassador. So they didn't know what to do. It was this was new to them. They'll give somebody a shirt, but they haven't really signed anybody. This is new. They have Halle Berry in the store because I think Halle Berry has a partnership with them with the waist trainers and the yoga stuff she does. And Omar from from Power. Okay. So he has his workout gear in there too. So they haven't really done like an influencer. They were new to this, like how, because Saturday like Halle Berry could sell this and with her eyes closed. Yeah. So it's like me, like, okay, coming from this, like how can those numbers? And I've made City,
So you made them, you made some money, but you probably made them more, and then you come back to them and say, what? Like, what was the renegotiation? It
was more of like, give me more of a percentage. Like I want more with you guys. So that's what we sat down and they agreed to. And right now we're building, I don't know where God will take me after City Trends. I hope that I will get a storefront with them. Hope that I will continue to build.
Like your own City Trends?
I want my own City Trends. That's what I want. I want my own City Trends. And I definitely want more products in there, but I want it to just continue to grow. And because it's so much, this is only the beginning. I'm new to this business side of things. My mom does all my money. Thank God for her and my accountant. But I want to really dive in and to see like what's the ins and outs of certain things. And I'm on the phone, but sometimes I'll be like, okay, like explain to me. Like I ask 10 questions, same questions all over. Like, what you said again? Okay, because I want to write it down. Like now I'm more focused on like the business side and just trying to really, really, really grow more products in the store.
So there is a real boss brain behind
how I turn funny into money. It's just not funny. It's just we have to turn it into something.
So what are people doing wrong that just have all these followers, all these views, but they're not making a dime? What are they doing wrong?
Their surroundings, their people, like, their team. They have to have somebody that can say, okay, now it's time to get up off that little dirty mattress and get to the bread. Like y'all sitting down too much. Like, y'all keep doing these little deals. Yeah. And they, so now, I promise you, I will still get a $2,500 check. I don't care. I'm not leaving no money on the table. And that's what Ross taught me too. You better not leave no money on the table.
Get all the money.
Get all of that. But you have to understand the opportunity though. I don't take every opportunity because every opportunity ain't for Veena Excell. Now I'm going to use my government name because I still have a face out here and I have a brand. And I have a mother that is looking at me like, girl, don't do that. You did not come in this industry to do all that crazy stuff.
Has there been some deals come across and like they're very tempted, but you just couldn't take it?
Yeah.
Can you tell me one?
It was just
maybe not the name of the company.
Yeah, it was just one that a movie reached out and wanted me to play some things and to be a character on some little
like
stuff.
Get naked?
All that. And I said, we good, boo, not right now.
Did that? Well, it was a big movie?
I ain't saying, no.
Was it a big check?
Yes.
They told you how much they were going to give you?
Yeah.
How much was it?
I think it was, at the time, it was just like, almost like $100K.
Really?
Yeah. Almost $100K, and I turned that down.
To drop them draws. Yeah. That's good. Give her a round of applause, man.
Yeah,
turn down. There's integrity here.
Yeah.
There's
and
integrity.
then I even, like, just deals. I used to get dropped. I got dropped.
Let me ask you, though. Did you think through it? Were you thinking in your head?
Sure
was it automatic? No, or was it like a, okay.
Drop my little draws.
What angle are you going to get me at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Drop my little draws. Yeah, but I was like, no, I'm not trying to do that. Not right now. And I don't know. I don't know what the future may hold, but I'm not going to be on it. Like, we're not going to do that. Like, come on now. Yeah. Give me something. Yeah. Give me something with Cicely Tyson and play, child. Give me something. Give me something.
Well, let me say, the character that you, like, you have a bunch of characters that you portray.
Don't try to say the one because I play the ones that be ghetto and they look like they're going to be down for the get down.
No. Not in that way. But in terms of moving forward, I don't know if you're like super serious and getting into movies. Do you feel like it put you in a box? Like this is how they see me on social media. So these are the roles that they're going to cast me in. But I want to do something more serious. Do you think it would hinder you?
No, I'm definitely trying to get serious in the acting world. But I also think for right now, I just don't want to be bumping and grinding and showing all that right now. But I'm open to it. Like I told my manager, I told them, I said, look, I want to show all areas of Pretty B. Yeah. Funny, drama, romantic. Like, I get it. I know it's going to be a moment where you got to take the top off. I get it. But at that time, I was like, I don't want to do the Jody and Yvette right now.
Gotcha.
I don't want to get the hair pulled.
I see. I see.
But I would definitely do a kissing scene. I would definitely do a moment where we in the bed, you know.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You know, if soul food came on again, I'd do the soul food. I'll be the birdie, you know.
But my question is, do you feel like, because the characters that you play on social media, it's not necessarily drama or serious, right?
Yeah.
But if you desire those roles, do you think that the character that you've been portraying will hinder you from getting that?
No, I have you know. But I mean, we could talk about it. Yeah, we could talk about it because it's been promoted already. And I don't know we don't know when this shit gonna come out. Maybe it should come out. Excuse me. I don't know when this is gonna come out. but hopefully we could do this, you know, around that time. June, Issa Rae, she gave me an opportunity. My series show with her in HBO Max comes out, and that is nothing but serious. So she believed, she's seen it, and you guys stay tuned.
Really? Yeah.
It's a little bit of comedy. It's a little bit of comedy, but it's not. And she told me on the phone when I spoke to her, she said, Veena, this has nothing to do with your comedy. I want to see you act. So you guys will see. So it's not just, that's just how I'm starting. It's how you finish.
That's amazing. You lit.
Thank you.
I think let me tell you my
you look like Deion Sanders. Someone say that?
That's the first I ever heard of Deion Sanders.
Maybe my glasses on.
I never heard that before.
You give me a little Deion.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know Deion?
Yeah. Well, he's from Florida, so you know.
You know him?
I don't know him. My friend does though.
Can you get him on a podcast? She got to be that. I'm talking.
You know. Yeah, like you a little bit like the nose area probably.
Oh, word? Oh.
Where you from?
New Jersey.
Oh, Jersey.
I look like a legend.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Well, you are. You have an assignment. And this is, you know, clearly you've been asking God for some form of direction when it comes to what you do. And he's giving it to you and he's going to. And you have a divine assignment and you walk into your truth. Continue to walk in that and watch how God move.
Are you going to be a preacher?
I don't know what God is doing. And I just know right now.
Your mom is, right?
She is. But God is ordering her steps and doing that. I'm going to just keep doing me until he, you know, I don't know what he going to do.
In this space of social media, and you are such a big influence, you're deep into social media world right now.
On it every 20 minutes.
It is a dangerous game, though.
It is.
Because I'm sure you've seen people change. You've just seen a lot. This is it's wild. This isn't necessarily...
it's stressful. It's anxiety.
It'd be stressful, yeah. How do you navigate through just this industry? You know what I mean? Keeping your sanity. You might meet a whole bunch of people, and this might be the biggest challenge is, so Issa Rae says, I just want to see you act. Now, maybe, I don't know your relationship.
Charlamagne gave me that opportunity. Charlamagne seen it Issa Rae promoting, and Charlamagne said, V, I think you should do this show.
But let me ask this question.
Shout out to Charlamagne.
If you meet somebody who was a celebrity, and they say, yo, I love what you're doing. Now, they don't necessarily know you. They're reaching out to you because of who you are and the influence that you have. Do you ever think through, these people don't really like me, they like what I've done or what I can do for them?
Yeah.
Has that been a challenge at all?
Yeah, I've been in those places, even with dating. You know, when I was just trying to figure it all out in that dating world, I was just like, these people ain't really about, they don't really know Veena. They just know what I do on Instagram and those numbers and what I could do for their company or just what I could do for them and getting them big and heighten they, you know, whatever they got going on, accomplishments. But yeah, I run into a lot of people that I feel like, y'all don't even know me. You know, and it could get tricky with your team like that too. Like, I'm just here to make y'all a coin. Like, I'm under my covers crying because I ain't get this deal or I don't feel like my life is where it's at. Like, you have to, and I always tell people who work with me, get to know me. Like, all the extension of me is comedy and it's the characters. It's all this stuff you guys see, the wilding out. But I'm a human being and I go through some things. We cry, we get depressed, we have anxiety, we this, we that, whatever. But you know, I learned this morning when I was praying and I was just crying out. And I was like, and someone said to me, I was getting my hair done. I told them, I said, anxiety is just the stress of the world. You got to cast your cares to God. So today I'm leaving that with him because I don't have no anxiety. I'm going to cast that to him. But it could be a lot when people want to they're tugging on your energy. They're tugging because it's only benefiting them. And y'all just throwing me off. Like, y'all got to back up, you know, because that's what the enemy likes to do. He likes to take your energy. He likes to kill, steal, and destroy. But you got to find a place to restore that back. And that's where you have to have a team to help you, the team that believes in you. That don't matter if you're not making. I remember when me and my manager ain't make no money the whole COVID. When I left, I did because I had City Trends. So we had to do a online so I can see some money come through. And then also I'm signed to Viacom digitally. So I was getting paid through that. But that was fine. But it was still like I wanted to go out, And that time it was a lot going on, and I was depressed. And I had COVID. So at that time when I got from COVID, I've been on nonstop. Yeah. But during that time, I watched us not make a dime what we wanted to see. But she was in the gutter with me. She was like, I ain't making no money, but I'm still here. You have to have people that's going to see you. My PR hasn't asked me for a dime. I remember me not paying my PR. She wrote the contract. She didn't ask. She didn't say, hey, remember, don't forget, you going out to the bank. No. She was like, I believe in what you're doing and let's get to it. That's the people that you need. And not to say they're not owed that, because I'm going to give. I am. But just for her to think of me in the place of, I believe and I don't want nothing from you. I just want to see you win. You have to have those people around you. If you don't, it's going to be a whole different ballgame.
Amazing. And people will see you and like, you're doing really, really well. Yeah. And I don't think
we're human.
Yeah,
and we go
for sure. That's what I'm saying.
Things. Yeah. And I could relate to people who go through it. It's a lot of people, that we see on social media, the rappers that I see posts and I'm just like, oh my God. But then I also have to think the gift that God gave me to make these people that are suffering from depression or trying to have validation, that my job is to make them laugh. But also, who's going to restore me? Who's going to feed back in me? So that's why it comes with myself doing it. Me taking the time to have some me time and then really, having my mom around and like the friends that I have and the teams to, lift you back up, because God do send people in your life to help you get back up into a certain place. So I'm fine in a place of knowing like I'm good. But it's been some times where I seen my phone ringing. I knew it was money calling. I knew that people wanted me to come out here and I'm just like, nah, I'm not in that space right now. Give me a moment. Yeah.
Just mentally.
Yeah, I'm not in that space. And I've talked about this on my page as well. Like I haven't, like, no, I'm okay. And you owe that. I'm owed that. Yeah.
Give me some things that you like struggle with even today. Like, and I ask some people the questions and maybe when the cameras are on, it's not like, oh no, my biggest thing is I just give too much. I know that whoever you are, however big you are, there's some things that, because 3 years from today, you're going to be able to look at today and say, yo, I've grown so much. So today, what are some things that you struggle with?
I think overthinking is my thing. Mm-hmm. It's more of just living life. It don't got to be, just live.
But because you're on such a platform, you have to kind of.
Oh yeah. But on the back end, that's the platform. But we talking about real life. That's the platform. We're talking about when that social media goes off, because I'm not on it every day. Like I post, I may go off, I may check. But on the back end, I'm like, okay, now I'm in this big ass house that I bought, by myself, So I'm thinking about everything I have going on. How can I make more money? How can I be happy in these places? Why am I overthinking? Or you know what, Veena? Live your life and let everything fall through, because God got you. You ain't got to worry about all that. It's going to fall into place just like now. I fought myself in the street. I didn't see no money at the time. I didn't see none of that shit.
Was hilarious.
And let my hair go. All that, I didn't see any money. So just, he's working. So you don't have to worry. And that's my thing. I'm always like overthinking and then making sure everybody else around me straight too.
If you got one superpower, what would it be? Like one superpower.
Maybe to go back in time.
Where would you go?
Maybe back to my childhood days and change some things that I've seen, that I've noticed. Just relationships with people, like, just family, just would change some things and,
you have some tarnished relationships. You have some tarnished family relationships.
Not even tarnished, but it's like I still speak to my family, but just different things that I've witnessed.
Give me one.
I wanted to do too much, but yeah.
Why not?
No, nothing. I ain't gonna say too much. Sure? Well, just back in time. I wish I would go back in time and just change, just peek some little things. But I would say what I've seen, my mom is a strong person today. Like what she went through, I see her growth. I see because I'm talking about my mom. When I say go back in time, I'm talking about what I've seen growing up on that place. But it was a bad thing, but it's a great thing because it's for her good. And she's my mom's good.
How did it affect you?
Just starting to love. My thing is like to love on people. I grew up I'm Jamaican. So I grew up in a home where it's like, I'm talking to you, but back in my household, it was like, pass me the water, no? Like, it's like, oh my God. Like, okay, so I seen that, but it was an aggression part. It was just like, whatever. But I think I'm that towards love sometimes. Like, just let it flow. It's okay to love. It's okay to give somebody a chance. It's okay to whatever.
I want to invite you to pick my brain.
Mine too.
Yours too?
Mine too.
Yours too. Okay, you guys. We are so excited because we just dropped our newest podcast series called the Brain Picker Podcast. David.
Oh, it's going down. You get to pick our brain. You have a business idea, a concept. You're stuck. You can't get off the ground. You need the advice of seasoned, experienced entrepreneurs. Not only entrepreneurs that are practitioners, but we got a lot of people that we've been coaching all over the last decade.
All over the globe.
That got receipts.
Not just that, you never know where your next investor might be hanging out. And the word on the street is, we got all the connections.
That's a big fact.
We got all the connections. So if you want to sit down with us and pick our brains.
In front of our audience.
And we're letting you pick our brains. We won't even talk bad about you for doing it in front of our audience, bringing your business maximum exposure. Find the link somewhere around here, wherever you see it.
It's there.
And apply.
Right now.
To pick our brain.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
So yeah, I'm that.
Have you been a fighter growing up?
Yes, I was that kid.
Probably because of what you saw in your house?
Probably. I'm the youngest and I act the oldest. So it's just like I'm the last child on my mom's side. So I'm more of like, who the oldest, you or her? And my sister's the oldest. And then they're like, no, you not. Veena is. No, I'm the baby. But I was more of like the one that's going to speak up, that's going to, defend myself.
Do you see yourself fighting today because of that?
No, I don't.
You let that go.
I let that go. Like my father's good. He's such a great dad, but I've seen some things that shaped me to who I am today, and shaped my mom. She's been a pastor for 8 years now, so those days are over with. But if I had some superpowers, I would go back and change some things. But I think it was for her good. Because if it was easy, it would just be easy. But you have to go through some things.
So did you go to college?
I did. St. Augustine University, 4 years. Yes, mass communications.
Okay. And what was your idea back in college? First off, how do you now? When were you born? Don't say that age. When were you born?
I was born in 91.
91?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's crazy. Okay.
91.
What was the vision, the idea for you when you were in school or college? Was it I don't know if it was this.
It was this. Was
it?
Yeah, I wanted to do radio. I wanted to be in some part of the entertainment industry. Then my mom was just like, oh, Veena, God said you're going to be in the arts. And I said, okay, when, Mom, what time and what day? Because I am over here trying to figure out when my breakthrough's going to happen.
Right.
And, that's why the ups and downs are good. That's why I don't know how people go to readers and psychics and all that, because they be trying to cheat the system. You got to wait on God. So I was like, you got to wait on God. You really do, because the up and down is beautiful. And sometimes prophecies, is help, because you could listen to those prophecies. Like, you know what? The prophecy up the street told me I'm going to be a millionaire. And then you end up being it, because that's what didn't happen to Denzel in his speech. I always watch that speech. Denzel said somebody spoke to him and said, this is going to happen. And he witnessed that, right? And maybe 4 or 5 years later, maybe in a month, 2 years, I forgot the speech he said. But, I don't know why people don't like to go through the ups and downs. And then when you see it, you're just like, oh, God is real, because he spoke into somebody to tell you that message, or you wrote it down and you could see it and you prayed about it. So, yeah.
You've been starstruck lately?
No, I don't get starstruck.
You've never been starstruck?
Only person I get starstruck from is Jim Carrey, and that's my favorite guy in the whole.
Yeah, I hear you talk about Jim Carrey.
I love Jim Carrey.
Really? Favorite movie?
The Mask. And Ace Ventura.
What about The Mask? Like, do you remember that touched you?
Just the facial expressions, him, just everything, just about his physical comedy, his movements.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's where you draw from?
Yeah.
Because I guess he had a bunch of different personalities.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's your favorite?
Yeah. I used to be scared of my characters. I told my mom that the other day on the phone.
You used to be scared of your character?
Yeah, because I used to be like, oh my God, because some people really live in that. People stay in a character. Like they stay in a character. And I used to be like, oh my God, I have all these characters. What I'm going to do with them? So then I found a way. I put him on.
A spiritual thing?
I think it's a gift. A gift. You know, you either use a gift or you be disabled with it and you all over the place. I used it.
Well, let me ask you, you said you're afraid of them. Were you saying
We're not saying afraid, like, oh my God, like whatever.
You feel like you can get stuck in one of them?
Not stuck in it, but I'll just be like, how am I coming up with all these things? Like, oh my God, like all my mind is going. I got skits for Sharon. I got skits for Peanut Mom. I got skits for the Ghetto Girl. All these different things. And then when I spoke to my friend, she was like, but don't you know that's a gift? Why are you scared of what God gave you? Do your thing.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why but that was then, as you can see, the characters all on that page.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And this stuff just comes to you, right? It's not like...
Yeah, I'm in the shower. I was talking to when Rashay came and got me from my car. I was on the phone with my videographer trying to figure out another idea of a character.
Do you research comedy and stuff, or you just go?
I just go. I do study Jim Carrey, and I also look at old Martin, old, and Live in Color. Those are my favorites. Because they all played something. It wasn't just one character.
And I like to know the study process, like learning. So I want to know something that you learned from one of these people that you applied. And here, and I'll go first. So I was watching this interview with David Letterman and Jay-Z. And David Letterman asked Jay-Z about cheating on his wife, which was crazy. You don't ask somebody.
I didn't see that interview. Yeah.
It was wild. But the way he asked the question was so magnificent. So what he did was he started talking about how him and his wife he did some things that were kind of like not ethical, right? But then he goes through this whole thing about, I did this and I did that, and this is how I was feeling about it. And then he looked at Jay-Z and he said, I was wondering if you can relate. I was like, yo, from an interview standpoint, like a host standpoint, I'm like, yo, this is brilliant. So anytime I'm going to ask somebody a tough question, I go through that process. Like, let me own it first. Let me let you know I'm not trying to attack you for views, but let me let you know that I dealt with this. So what is a strategy or something in your studying that you learned from one of them that you just blew you away? Like, oh, that was brilliant.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So, for instance, I watched Martin on, I'm talking about Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah.
And he would, the way he came out, he just came out differently every time. He'd either come out kind of chilling or some character. I remember one time he came out in his drawers.
He had a drawers on.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So do you take any of these and say, yo, I'm going to add that to my Pretty V sauce?
I think for me, my characters, what I do, and me, I just go with it. Whatever it is.
You don't think too deep. Well, you just.
I don't go do all that. It's just, that's why it's so easy for me to prop a camera up and just do something.
Yeah.
Because it's just that's what it is. All my characters, what I do, and I think these characters come from somewhere. You got Sharon, that's when I grew up. I seen so many Jamaican stuff going up. I'm from Miami. It's a lot of city girls all over the place. Yeah. I grew up in Miami where there's Hispanics, and I was in that crowd of people in middle school. And I got my New York chick that I be thinking I'm from New York all the time, and it's like, girl, no, you're not. But I love those. I just love every era of something, the culture. So I just go with the flow. I don't really have nothing I take from anything. It's just, yeah.
I think I got your secret sauce. I think I figured it out.
What is it?
You are just yourself. You do whatever comes to mind, right? You have integrity, so you're not going to do everything. You're not going to go too far outside of who you are. You work really hard. You're consistent.
Yeah.
But also, you have a team of people who are thinking of the stuff that you're not thinking of, and you just get to go be you.
Yeah.
And they bring opportunities to you. You say yay or nay. And when you like an opportunity, you just put your own sauce on it. I figured out your whole career.
Well, you better come on.
Give me a round of applause. I did good right there. That was all right.
Well, you better come on, because that's literally exactly what happens. I just go, know. And first I pray about it. I if that's what it is. And let me stop. Well, if I see something and it don't work with my spirit, I don't take it. I don't care how much it is. I don't care if someone's coming out that I want to meet. It's just I'm home. And I promise you a different opportunity is going to come, and then we're going to murk that when it comes back around. I remember when I didn't get a Target deal, like I was working with Urban Skin RX and then I said the N-word and then Target was like, they don't want to use me no more. That's fine. But then City Trends came and now I have my own products in there and I can say whatever I want to say, you know, because the thing about it is you're not going to, sometimes it's time and a place. Cardi B is an example. I love Cardi B, we're Libra. But it's like, she's going to do her thing. You're going to love her. She did her thing in Love and Hip Hop and look where she's at right now. Look how God elevated her to these places for just being herself. Just being herself, just doing her. Rihanna stayed the same way. It's Rihanna. And Rihanna is going to come out there, do her thing, make her money, and go back home and do it again. And maybe her sleep, whatever. But she's raw, uncut, and unedited. And that's who I am.
That's dope. Do you ever have any trust issues with getting people on your team?
Yes, I do. All the time. I do that. Yeah, I don't. I prayed for something and God revealed it to me, and then they are no longer in my life because it was my discernment that kicked in. And I said,
what was that prayer? Were you saying like something's not right?
Remove someone that does not to be where I need to go in my career, and they removed them. Did
you already know that person was a problem?
No, I just needed confirmation because I would just be dragging it on. Being around them, and I was like, God, remove this person if they don't need to be where you are about to take me. And that happened. And I said, oh, okay, geez. I see you working. I see you working and I'm down here twerking, you know? I see you moving, so yeah.
And one more question. What do you do with your money?
What do I do? Invest. I'm going to be buying another property. Soon, and just...
Do you invest in just real estate or do you invest in other stuff?
Real estate. I haven't invested in anything else.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just real estate.
What else do you do with money?
I'm sorry?
So you have one property now, you have a house.
Yeah, I have a house now.
And you're going to invest in another one, right? But that's a process that you're doing.
Well, I have two. I have two properties. I'm going to do another one.
You have two now, you're about to do a third one. Got you. What else do you do with your money?
You know, save. You know, save. Help me out, help the folks out. Make sure my mom's good. You know, God's Redeeming Temple. You know, Pastor Gibson. You know, yes. So yeah. I
have why do you save? Let me ask you that.
And I put my money back into my brand. That's the biggest thing. People don't understand. I know a lot of girls be out there doing what they gotta do. Kim K says something, wake your ass up and get up and work. That was facts on a certain extent. You gotta work, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But I also put it back in my brand. My mom said, Veena, you have to spend money to get it back, you know? Sure. And I didn't know that because I was like, no, I don't want that $70,000. I don't want that $80,000. She's like, no, you have to. You have to. It's a lot of businesses that I want to do outside of what I'm doing right now. And it's going to be so, so dope. I'm so excited about it. But I just save my money. I save it.
Yeah.
Save it.
Yeah. What do you save for, though? You save just to have it so that you don't
Someone
fall?
taught me this, and I'm going to say Missy because, again, she's always drilling me when it comes to money because she's been in this shit for...
Edited.
Oh my gosh, she's been in this business for so long. And she said, live like you're gonna be here for 100 to 100 years old. Live. Cicely Tyson is gone. And Cicely Tyson could look back, her kids could look back on what she has and all that good stuff, but live like you are gonna be here for 100 years to 100 years old. Don't you have to spend it so much. Just live. Save your money and live. And that stuck with me. And she's like, just live. Just live.
That's
amazing. You ain't got to just spend it all over. Just live like you're about to be 100 years old.
Man, you dope, man.
I appreciate that.
You're dope. Is there anything we didn't talk about? Is there a question that I didn't ask you that you have a really good answer for?
No, I think we got it pretty, deep in some things. I think we did. I mean, and again, I don't mind coming on here a second time because it's a whole bunch of things to know about Veena. Yeah.
You enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it. I love this. I love to talk. Because people always see the funny side. They see, like all that different things. And then it's just more of like, actually, this girl has some sense. It's not just me and Desi gonna link and we gonna do these skits and we gonna be up on Instagram turning up. It's more to it. And I think that's the greatest thing about me because I don't come out as much to whatever. I just come out to the things that my spirit tells me to go to. And if it's gonna help my career go, from this interview, they may say, oh, we need her for something. We need her to speak to these young girls. Because that's my thing too. I wanna do something. I'm such a mental health advocate, especially with the young girls who are very lost or depressed or anxiety, I want to talk to those girls because the mind is a big thing for me. Because that's where we think, that's where we create, that's where we sleep. You know, we got to get up. And if the same thing that's trying to attack you yesterday is still on you the next day, it's just like, what are we doing? What are the tools? So I'm so big on mental health. And I wasn't big on it until after I had COVID because I was in a mental space there, like trying to figure it out. But I think that God had me in a still place so I could figure this thing out and know him even more. Am I the girl that reads the Bible every day? I'm not. I do pray. I do read my devotions. I call mama when I need help, you know, and I do go to him as well. My discernment speaks, so that's how I know he's around. So like I said, I only go to things that's going to heighten my career. I don't go to things that's just going to play with my brand and just talk to me, just to ask questions. So when Rashay told me that you guys wanted to speak, I said, I'm going to come out because B. Simone did it. And I know when she goes into doors, she ain't trying to mess her name up. Yeah. B. Simone already done been there, done that. We don't got time to be playing with those times. She good now. Yeah. She back.
I rock with B.
Yeah, I love B. That's my girl.
You want to be a wife, mother? You want that?
I definitely want. I pray. I be like, oh my God, bring me the you know, the kids when it's time. You know, yeah, that too.
What do you think you have to in preparation for that? What do you think you have to work on?
Ooh, I think I have to work on my past. You don't want to let your past paralyze you into bringing it into the new, because you could bring those things in and you could be like, I'm not healed from that. And when you're in something with somebody, you see it coming and it's just like, I'm not healed. So maybe I need to go have some pretty V time by myself and figure out how can I get to those places of healing. So when my husband do come and they come knocking, I don't have to do too much of, you know, trying to fix. I could just unwrap him and he's mine.
Did you ever have like a real serious conversation with your mother about the thing that you kind of alluded to?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever had a serious conversation with your mother about the thing that you alluded to that you saw?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have those talks. I mean, everybody done seen those things, but it's more of just like who takes it more. Yeah. You know, who let it bother you. And I don't let those things bother me because I can't, because I'll be like, okay, now. But I just know some things do affect when you grow up and when you're trying to build a relationship and when you're trying to do other things. It's just like, okay, now I need to figure out how can I it's never going to go away. Yeah. You just got to find time. You got to find a space to balance it. You have to pray about it because God could take anything away, you know?
So you bring that up in dating?
What?
Up front?
What?
Like the things that you know you deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'll be like, oh, yeah. There's what's going on. This the tea, you know? Yeah. But again, it's really, when I sit back, I'm just like, you can't just self-sabotage yourself. You can't just beat yourself up. Like, girl, do you. These people love you. You are a loving person, you know? But again, I've just seen some things and I don't want to be an aggressive person. I don't want to always be the alpha. Yeah. You know, I do want someone to come in and lead because I'm that's one of the things that, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I've seen my father just yang. But I've also seen him put down the foundation. Yeah, I need to follow it. Yeah. Kind of like a Joe Jackson, you know, but follow
Pretty
it.
V wants to date Joe Jackson.
No,
that's the headline.
No. I'm saying my father, it was kind of like that, like wanting to make sure, you know, you guys get what you get and don't depend on no man for it. Work hard. That Joe Jackson, I know he done told Janet that. And I know he done told, what's the other sister name, LaToya, that like, y'all are gonna be stars. Yeah. You know, I remember singing around, being in my house singing and da-da-da-da. And just, I was a kid and my dad's like, my grandma's like, stop the knives, you're too loud. And my dad's like, no, make her go. Jay-Z was around his house doing this and look at him now. Yeah. You know, and that was years ago and look at me now. You know, so that's where I'm at with it. I just want a guy to lead and to be in front, you know, and not to say we can't do it together, but I don't gotta always be the aggressive person. Sometimes I just want to be a pretty V, make my money, make people laugh, go out on the tours, do book signings, do panels, do this, and just enjoy life and let the guy be the guy.
Gotcha. Look, I have to do a quick commercial and we're going to wrap it up, okay? Yeah. This has been a really, really good conversation. Yeah. You are smart. You are brilliant.
Thank you.
And inspirational.
Thank you.
You gonna do like some keynotes and stuff like that? Like motivational speeches and stuff?
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of those in my bookings. That's what's
really?
funny. Yeah.
Oh,
Tallahassee,
nice.
Chicago.
Yeah. And you live here in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have what's called the Black Wall Street Tour, and I bring Black business owners and Black successful people to the schools to teach the kids about entrepreneurship. Now, the school don't pay me, so I ain't gonna have no money for you, but
that's fine. I would love to do it.
Schools. Yeah,
I would love to. I'm gonna actually be at my high school because I used to live in South Carolina and I finished high school there. Irmo High, I'll be talking to the kids about entrepreneurship, what's next after high school, April 29th.
That's gonna be a treat.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. Yeah.
Good. Okay, all right, let me do this commercial real quick. Yeah. This episode is sponsored by The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com, the only organization that gathers every single day for entrepreneurs. And I'll tell you, V, about the Morning Meetup. So I'm a business coach. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. Mm-hmm. Every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I jump on the call with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I coach them all every single day, Monday through Friday. And I have guest speakers on to come speak. Also, we have a book club where literally, how many books have you read last year? That's cool.
Not as much.
Before the book club, I would read 0 books cover to cover. Last year, I think we read 14 together. Because what we do is... You can just edit that.
But I did read, but I mean, it is a book, of course.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, before the book club, most people just never just on their own pick up a book and read. But if you have a book club and a community, so what we do is, like right now we're reading a book called Well Done. We'll take a chapter, small books, like 10 pages. Mm-hmm. We read it. The next morning we jump on and we talk about the chapter that we all read together.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then the next day we do the same thing. So literally through that process, just every single piece, every single day. We read 14 books last year. We'll do probably 20 this year.
Period. That's good.
So they need to go to themorningmeetup.com. And right now it's 60%
And you keep doing
off.
your thing. I love it. I love what you're doing. You're giving people like myself and other people who came on here a platform to speak.
Yeah.
To let it, and it's simple. And to let people know it's more than what people see.
Yeah. Some people think you ain't never been through nothing.
Yeah.
Because they see all the success, but...
Oh, yeah, no.
Or they think because you're Pretty V, like people just roll out the red carpet, but you work, you go after it.
Oh, yeah.
That's dope. So listen, go to themorningmeetup.com. All right, just enroll. We got an app now. We got a brand new app. So we got a dope app where you can see how many people are near you, all that. Literally hundreds of people meet every single day. So go to themorningmeetup.com. All right? So thank you. I got one question. I'm going to let you close this out.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What do you see yourself accomplishing in the next 5 years so that I can watch this 5 years from today and say, yo, I talked to Pretty V 5 years ago and she did it. She's doing it.
Yeah.
Give me something.
I think for me, it would be, I want you guys to see Pretty V produce and direct her own show.
All right, own it though. You will be.
I will be producing and directing my own show.
Oh,
and I'll be in my own show.
Come on, how'd that feel?
Yeah, and it's gonna happen. And guests like Denzel, guests like Jim Carrey, guests like Issa, guests like Oprah. And
Let's
I will,
go.
yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, and I think that's probably gonna be tomorrow. So I don't even know what that 5 years is gonna be. You know, so that's what we're working on.
Absolutely.
And as you drive by Memorial Drive, you might say that's a Pretty V City Trends outside.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love the vision. Thank you so much,
yes,
V.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, let everybody know how they can find you, how they can support you, and then close us out with a word of wisdom.
Now we're going to get into the character. What they do, musties and crusties. Y'all could follow me on Instagram at yesimprettyv.com, Facebook at yesimprettyv.com. And remember that a delay is never a denial. Your time is going to come, honey. Just steadfast and continue to pray and ask God to order your steps. Bye.
Good. Can't close it out no better than that, man. Do yourself a favor. Follow Pretty V, support her, and go get you some social proof, meaning go build something and build it so big and remember how you built it, but I need you to go back to your community and teach other people how you did what you did. All right? We out here.
And we should have some Wingstop.
We should. Are we going to have some Wingstop?
That's always going to be the closeout.
I'll let it be. Like, see what's up. We out here, y'all.